The image of the fat person within the audiovisual media is almost always represented with an inferior, problematic, and depressive personality. The teenage plots are the ones that usually use this stereotype of a failed person just for being fat. The fat teenage woman present in the media culture will always have problem with her weight, her beauty, and her value being measured by the size she wears. The demand for perfect beauty is already present in the lives of all women, but when it comes to fat teenage women, the demand is double, since the idea of standard beauty is translated as thinness. In Shallow Hall, the main character Hall is a fat and superficial man, but one day he was hypnotized, and from that moment on, he could see only the inner beauty of people. So, Hall meets Rosemary, who is fat, but due to hypnosis she looks a thin woman, which would be the representation of her inner beauty. With this situation, we can talk about the term body shaming, in which one body is diminished and treated as shame, while being compared to another considered a standard of beauty by the society. And if an adult woman still goes through such situations, what hope does a teenager have? In the Duff, the plot turns around Bianca, who discovers that she was a Duff, that is a designated ugly fat friend, like the ugly duckling of the group. The Duff person is more approachable for outsiders to reach the good-looking ones in the group. So Bianca asks the handsome guy at school for help to give her a new look so that she can be noticed as someone to be attracted to, not only the bridge. In this film, we see the relationship established between being a person who needs fixing and a fat person. And this kind of representation is recurrent in the media culture and in real life. Through an abbreviation, the film opens a discussion about the representation of fat people, comparing them to something broken and that needs the help of someone that is good looking to make the deaf person part of the group accepted. A curious fact is that the character Bianca has an average body profile that cannot be considered fat, but by her style of dressing and acting, the film makes this connection of meanings between not being enough and being fat, cutting such problems with the romantic comedy genre. Now we have a particular series that show a different perspective of a fat teenage character. My Mad Fat Diary brings the story of Ray Earl, a fat girl who is coming out of a psychiatric hospital, back into the world. Ray finds herself misunderstood by her mother, with no friends outside the hospital, internal problems to deal with, and being a 16-year-old teenager. As she meets a new friend, she is forced to face her inner insecurities of not looking like a good person because of her appearance and her traumas. As Ray begins to build a romantic relationship with some of the characters, she goes into crisis for fear of rejection. The series presents a more realistic way of representing a fat teenager, not using comedy as a form of disguise, but as an element that is part of the plot. Ray has all the experience that a teenager of her age goes through. The series doesn't let the weight theme occupy all the plot spaces. The series presents a teenager with teenage problems while dealing with fat phobia, not hiding her under a stereotype of a rejected girl who needs fixing. She is an individual under construction who has dreams, opinions, and a desire to be loved and accepted like everyone else. This breakdown of values by appearance is a cultural way of oppressing and rejecting people, and women are the central target of these discussions. The expected beauty of the woman is a way of saying that she is only valuable when she gets the attention of a man, which carries double significance when you are a teenager. Movies and TV series are opinion shapers and transformers, especially when we are a teenager, and the influence of cultural media makes society be in constant change, and using it to raise awareness of not practicing fat phobia is extremely important for the mental health of these girls in inner construction.